This host isn't real. I'm a synthetic version of myself. And that's exactly the point. Welcome to the Politics of AI Filmmaking. Will big tech become the new Hollywood studios? Hollywood once controlled everything, not just the movies, the entire pipeline. They owned the cameras, the sound stages, the crews, the theaters. They owned distribution. They owned access. They owned the gate. And if they said no, your film didn't just struggle, it often didn't exist. Now, we like to believe AI changed that. We tell ourselves a story that the barriers are gone, that anyone can create, that the gatekeepers are finished, that this is the most democratized moment in filmmaking history. And in many ways, that's true. But here's the uncomfortable question. What if we're not witnessing the end of the studio system, but the beginning of a new one? Only now. The studios don't look like Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer or Warner Brothers or Paramount Pictures. They look like OpenAI, Google, Apple, Microsoft. The backlots, they're data centers. The stages, compute clusters, and the gatekeepers may not be executives anymore. They may be algorithms. Here's something people get wrong about disruption. Power rarely disappears. It evolves, it mutates, it changes form. Old Hollywood-controlled production. But today, a small number of AI companies may control the models, the compute, the training pipelines, the creative tools, the distribution layers, and increasingly, they may influence taste itself, what gets surfaced, what gets recommended, what gets seen. And when a handful of platforms mediate storytelling, you start to see the pattern, not the same system, but a rhyming one. Let's make this concrete. In 1950, if you didn't have access to a soundstage, film stock, and a camera, you were out. Today, replace that with high-end GPUs, massive datasets, frontier AI models. That's the new infrastructure. And here's the catch. Very few entities can build and maintain it. That concentration matters because whoever controls the tools doesn't just enable creativity, they shape it, quietly, systemically, at scale. And that shaping is never neutral. In old Hollywood, a studio executive could kill your film with a no. Today, that no may look different. It might look like your content not being surfaced, your film not being recommended, your style not aligning with model defaults, your workflow being locked behind pricing tiers. No one says you can't make this, but the system gently nudges. Make this instead. And that's a different kind of control. Less visible, more scalable, arguably more powerful. Now let's be fair, because this isn't a villain story. Big tech didn't just centralize power. It also unlocked something extraordinary. Right now, a single creator can do things that once required an entire studio. Visual effects, voice synthesis, virtual production, global distribution. That matters. That's real. That's transformative. But here's the tension. Access is not the same as ownership. And convenience often comes bundled with dependency. This is where it gets interesting. Because over time, platforms tend to do three things. They centralize, they standardize, they create ecosystems. And ecosystems create lock-in. Your workflow depends on them. Your audience lives on them. Your tools evolve inside them. And slowly, almost invisibly, creators shift roles from independent artists to participants inside a system, or more bluntly, from owners to tenants. So, are we just rebuilding Hollywood? I don't think this becomes Hollywood 2.0. It's something stranger, a hybrid system, studios using AI, independents using AI, platforms competing with both, everyone overlapping, everyone dependent, everyone negotiating power in real time. But if there's one battle that defines this era, it's not AI versus humans. It's this: open systems versus closed ecosystems, creator ownership versus platform dependency. That's the real fight. the real political question. Because this isn't just about technology. It's about control. Who owns the tools? Who sets the rules? Who shapes the medium? And ultimately, who gets to tell stories and be heard? That might sound abstract, even philosophical, maybe even a little Marxism. But honestly, this is filmmaking. This has always been filmmaking. Maybe AI breaks the studio system, or maybe it rebuilds one, just with better interfaces and fewer visible walls. And maybe the defining question of this era is simple. Are these tools liberating creators or quietly replacing one set of gatekeepers with another? Because if the new studios are platforms, we should probably notice before they become invisible. And that is politics. If this got you thinking, subscribe, because this conversation, it's just getting started. Join me on Substack, politicsofai.substack.com. That's where the deeper conversations happen. I'm MarcKimball, and this is the Politics of AI Filmmaking.